Good morning, students. Just after 1 month, we are meeting in the classroom. Because of the corona pandemic has been spread out throughout the world, and that's why our institution has been closed, and we cannot come closer, and we cannot meet each other in the classroom. That's why the alternative method we are adopting just to teach you online. So please see it, try to understand. If there is any problem arising, please let me know. I will be answering all the questions for you. So we are teaching in the classroom, that is the chapter, the keeping healthy. The chapter keeping healthy has been completed, although you can understand nowadays the problem which is arised in front of us, in front of the whole world, is the health hazard. And in this health hazard, everyone must be very much aware about the health, how health is functioning, what is the function of the diet, what is the function of the disease, how the disease are spreading out. Everything we have to know sitting in the classroom. And for that purpose, I am just repeating the same chapter, that is the chapter keeping healthy. Just to keep a healthy body, balanced diet is required. What is balanced diet? Balanced diet is the diet which food we are eating in different forms that must be adequate in quantity so that the need of the body is fulfilled in all respect. So that's why we are discussing, just to get a healthy body, we need 4 things. One is the balanced diet, second is the exercise and rest, third is the protection from diseases, and fourth is forming good habits. So these are the four criteria to be fulfilled just to go through a healthy life. So we'll be discussing today the first part, that is the balanced diet. Balanced diet, I have formalized this thing as what are the requirements of the body, what is the source of supplied that particular requirements, and what are the types of helps provided by that type of food. So first thing is the carbohydrate, which is the basic food of ours, and with that basic food we are leading our life. So where from it is coming? The carbohydrates is supplied by the cereal grain groups, belonging to the rice, wheat, potato and other products of rice, wheat and potatoes. So with that product which is supplying the carbohydrate, and carbohydrate is supplying us to our body energy for daily task. Every day what we are working, suppose you are coming to the class, you are playing, you are running, you are cycling, and all these things, all the energy, daily energy required by the task, for the task is required, is supplied by the carbohydrate. Secondly, supplier of the high energy demand. When high energy is required, suppose you are doing the hard work, for that purpose high energy is required. Suppose thinking, when we are reading something, thinking is a very difficult process, and in that process it is required high energy, and that's why that energy is supplied. We are taking food eventually in the time which is required just to take it. Third thing is that fiber for the better digestive health, etc. So these are the requirements of the carbohydrates are supplying these requirements of the body. Etc. means not specifically these things only, most such things are for the body are supplied by the carbohydrates. Next requirement is the proteins. Proteins obtained from the meat and pulses group. Meat pulses group such as chicken, fish, all types of animal flesh, and gram, pea, beans, moogs, etc. all types of pulses. The protein, what protein is doing? Protein is build and repair of the tissues, bones, muscles, skin, cartilage, etc. So you can understand protein is a is supplying the need of the body to build, just to grow up. Suppose you are in a childhood now, day by day your height is increasing, your weight is increasing, and you are growing. So that growth is required, the body growth is required, and that requirement is fulfilled by the proteins, and that protein is required. Protein we are getting from these food items, meals and meats and pulses, and they are building up. Repairing tissues means what? Suppose some injury is there, just to repair that injury, suppose it is wound, just to repair that wound, protein is required. Tissues, bones, muscles, skin, cartilage, etc., it is required. Second thing is that produce enzymes and hormones and other chemicals. You know, the bodily all the activities are controlled by the chemicals and enzymes, and they are formed by the supply of the proteins. And the chemicals and enzymes and hormones are playing very vital role in our life, because how you will be behaving, how you will be acting, everything is controlling by these enzymes and hormones. So it is very much important, and that is supplied by the proteins. Next is coming as vitamins and minerals and micronutrients. Vitamins, minerals and micronutrients are very important roles playing. It is supplied by the fruits and vegetables, milk and milk products, different type of minerals, suppose fluoride, iodine, sodium, copper, zinc, manganese, iron, etc. Many minerals are required. Micronutrients there. So they are supplying mainly energy production. They are vitamins and minerals are mainly used for the energy production. Protection means protection from the diseases, protection from the, now the coronavirus is attacking of the people. So how it will be how the body will protect? The body will protect by immune booster. As a immune booster, vitamins and minerals and micronutrients are acting as an immune booster and perform hundreds of roles, just like heal of wounds, shore of bones, etc. So very important role are playing by the vitamins and minerals and micronutrients. Next thing is required fats and sugars. Fats and sugars are supplied by the oils, butter, ghee, etc., and the sugar products. So they are supplying energy in hard work. When you are hard working, the fat, particularly the fat of the body is supplying energy when it is required. Suppose carbohydrate chain is off at that time, so the deposited fat or the fat products which is consumed by us, that is helping just to go through the energy for the hard work. And in adequate quantity, how much it is required, that much quantity it will be supplied from the fat and oils. But we have to be very careful about the fat and sugar. Fat and sugar, if it is more, then the fat and sugar will be deposited in different parts of the body, and that will create the health hazard of us. So very judiciously we have to use the fats and sugars. Another thing is roughage. Roughage means what? Roughage means the part of the food grains or vegetables or green vegetables and fruits. That part is not digestion. No vitamins, minerals or any ingredients of the nutrients are not supplied by it. But associating with the food, it is helping just to digest the food, and it is for the better digestion of the food, roughage is required. Next thing is the very important item of the food item is water, which is very required, very much required. Without water we cannot live a day. We can live without food few days, but without water we cannot live few days. So it must be taken from the drinking water source. Drinking water source means, I want to mean that it should be pure water. There should not be any contamination of the water. So the water is mainly helping the body temperature, just to maintain the body temperature, lubricating the joints moisturing the tissues, dissolve nutrients and oxygen in the bloodstream, and flushing out the waste products. So these are the food types, mainly food types, different types of food grains which we are taking throughout the day and 25 days. So these are the main things which are required for our body, and we must take it in a adequate quantity so that the body can get the right amount of nutrition, and that's nutrition is will be known as balanced diet, just which is supplying the nutrition, proper nutrition, adequate amount of nutrition supplied by the food is known as balanced diet. So we are going through it. Next slide you wait for. Thank you.